Good. Good. I don't know why you're there, but still, I'm so sorry. Left, right, left, right, left, right. I am just a cage. Now we did the food review. And now we got the beautiful, beautiful freaking mukbang. So now I have to check my glasses because it'd be hard to see. I got 739.54. 739.54. Perfect. I have to close the door before I get some mosquito, but I'm lazy. And we're starting a mukbang. So the mukbang, I'm super, super excited. It's going to be crazy cool. Today, we're eating some coconut shrimp. Coconut shrimp, super excited. We have not one, but two games. And I want to talk about this. Zelda Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. People that don't know, on the original and then Nintendo 64. When I say N64, and I said Nintendo, so I said Nent. Right? So the reason why we're showing off these is because not yesterday. I wanted to do tomorrow because tomorrow I'm gonna have my new phone. But you know what? I just couldn't wait. I'm so excited. So today we're doing something that's gaming but also real life. So it's gonna go on both the gaming channel and on the normal channel, which I'm super excited for. So 2 days ago, it was a release on the panel. I was talking about Legend of Zelda. Now, I can't really react to the trailer because, well, sadly, Nintendo is really pushy when it comes to the copyright, which is normal because Pokemon is possibly one of the most fan game made ever. So they got tired and they go, okay, well, fuck everybody, right? But I went to the trailer. Now, of course, we know the game because we played it so often. Yeah, I'm fat. I'm a fat Zelda fan. I'm gonna showcase this, but this is a song. Just wanted to use you guys to think about. It's a quote from the game, but no, it's not a quote from the game. So yes, I'm a Zelda fan. It's true and truth, Zelda fan. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, right? I'm not the most honest and most loyal Zelda fan. It's a whole story that I'm gonna tell you after I finish with this, because it's gonna be a long mukbang. So just enjoy yourself and just have fun. Eat, chill. So, with the trailer, it seemed like a really refurbished Zelda. The quality of the graphics sounds insane, looks insane. The game itself is looking fantastic, and this is kind of crazy because we're started in a remake era with the Final Fantasy VII, the Resident Evil, they just announced Veronica, which is a game that is how many years old, you know? So, off the subject, right? But the game looks fantastic. Now, I'm sort of worried. First of all, it's on the Switch 2, which I don't have. But what I was seeing was a really cool meme. People were hearing the song of Hyrule, which is not song of Hyrule. And it's a song. This is gonna be a long video, I'm telling you. So you better be ready, guys, because this is gonna be long AF. And the song of Saria. Now, the reason why, because in Zelda, okay, the game Zelda, you would think that the Zelda Lullaby would be the most important. tum tum tum, da-da-dum tum tum, tum 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 tum, da-da-dum. Or even the Song of Time, da-da-da-da-da-da. No, say da-da-dum da-da-dum. The Song of Storm. Dum 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 da da dum dum da da dum dum da da dum. No, they chose to showcase that song. Why? Because Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask goes hand in hand. Now, my name is Vendetta. And this channel is Project Vendetta. So it's a completely different thing, right? But if you look in the main channel, there's so much content on Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. These two games were my favorite. They're so instrumental. I heard people say about how a show, what do they bring? For me, it was Ocarina of Time. It's so weird because Ocarina of Time, it doesn't know how I deal with the world. And Majora's Mask is how I deal with myself. But yeah, to come back to what I was saying, they play Sarah's song. Sarah's song, which is super important because Majora's Mask is about that's in the forest. Well, the healing song. So, the specialty of the healing song, and I even have a Ocarina of Time. No, I want to learn how to play it. I haven't gotten around to it yet. Now that I'm looking for it, I'm not gonna find it, of course. Fuck, man. Clean the house once in a while. Sorry. It's around here somewhere, for sure. Fuck, man. You know, what's that? I feel like I saw it today or yesterday. Dude. Yeah, the apartment needs cleaning. Well, guys, I'm sorry to say, I'm too lazy to find it. Too lazy to find it. Sorry, guys. I disappointed you. I disappointed myself. It cannot be far. What are you doing, Aang? People are waiting for you. Be respectful of people's time, bro. The worst time when I find it when I'm not looking for it. You know what I mean? Anyway, swear to God, we have it Ocarina. And I was planning to learn it, but it seemed extremely complex. So yeah, so the craziest thing with that is Ocarina of Time, once again, how impactful it was. One of the first game that was musically instrumental to me. You play an instrument. Butter Fire was my favorite. But then you also had, you put a song, the Song of Storm. Which is crazy because it implies that the guy that teaches you the song learned it from you. It's that way. So, the way it wires my brain. Now, like I was saying, I'm not going to be playing the game because I'm going to tell you the 64 version here. And to me, it's perfection. Not to the minute details. You know? But then, the two games come in hand in hand. From Saria's song, goes, to the Song of Healing, which is da na 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 na. And then you realize that the Song of Healing is Saria's song upside down. And Termina and Hyrule are upside down. She realized that the importance of it. But I'm so excited. I want people to play it because the game looks fantastic. However, I got a lot of fear about that. You see, Ocarina of Time, I think the game people are gonna censor. It's pretty PG. The beauty of Ocarina of Time is, playing as a child, playing as a adult. The difference. I mentioned this, and I did at least 10 videos on this subject. And I never did that before. You know what? I'm going to tell you another secret. My top 5 game ever, which was my first gaming mukbang. My friend asked me to do this. Why Majora's Mask? It's super simple. So Ocarina of Time was very meaningful to me. But there was a small problem. When I was a kid, I was afraid of Goma. So what I would do, I would go all the way to the boss fight, and then restart. If you know, that's 20 minutes of the game. 20 minutes, not a lot, right? So, by the time that I had played Ocarina of Time, I was still too young. I was 12, 13. And I didn't really understand the magic of it. Majora's Mask, I'm going to tell you another story that's incredible. As a kid, Majora's Mask was way more accessible. Because if you guys remember the first boss, it's sort of like Aztec warrior. Not as scary. But then, something happened. Another true story. Swear to God. I left the intro play too long. And if you know, in the Nintendo 64 version, I haven't even played the 3DS game. At the end, what happened is, the whole time, what you're doing is, looking at Termina. Now at the end, what you see? The music changed. It becomes creepier. And then you see Skull Kid. Which is fantastic. But really, really badass. And then there was the elemental aspect of it. After Majora's Mask, I became obsessed with the moon. I became embracive with the beauty. I was like, dude, you can look at the moon and not get hurt. You can look at the sun you get hurt, you know? The moon is your friend. The mask. I became obsessed with masks. Next to the mirror, a mask. A mask. As a kid, I became obsessed with masks because of the Majora's Mask, you know? And again, when I think about gaming, the game that I talk about a lot was Zelda. The craziest thing with Zelda was until, I'm going to be completely honest, until Elden Ring. I couldn't think about another game. Now, this is true but not true. I had a very big liking for Pokemon Silver. But Ocarina of Time was a more complete game. You know? And it was just beautiful. It was just incredible. Like, at a point, mesmerizing, but also so beautiful. Like, I remember in the apartment. So, true story, I'm a gamer. I don't give a fuck about outside. I don't care about outside. Outside can suck it. Then I started making content, and like, you know what? Looking at this the whole time is uninteresting. Let's go outside. So when I went outside, I started paying attention to my surrounding. I.e., the sky, but also the cloud. And I remember watching the cloud at Ocarina of Time and going like, wow. And watching the cloud and thinking about Ocarina of Time. It was such an immersive game. It was my first open world. You can go to the... And when you think about it, it's not big. It was what? It was long range. It was the Lost Wood. It was Mountain of Death. It was Kokakiriki Village. It was Hyrule. It was the Zora Domain. It was the Mountain of... Death Mountain. But in that, what you had so much. You had the Doki Tree. You had inside Jabu Jabu. You had the Dongo Cat Cave. You had, and when you think about it, the Dongo Cave was the real dungeon, because in one you're in a tree, and in one you're in a fish, you know. And even then, the story about it was insane. My father, the person who raised me, which was the Deku Tree, Link, which is us, the main character, gets bullied by the other Kokiri because he doesn't have a fairy. The only one that protect us are Saria and Deku Tree, you know. Our father is sick. He tells us, "Hey, Link, I need you to, you know." And he tells you, "You could never save me. I was dead before you came in. You came in. I just wanted to test you if you were ready to go. You cannot save your father." And then you save a fucking fish. And you're like, what was the point of that, you know? What was the point of it, you know? But then it meant a lot for the Zoras. So you couldn't help your people, but you could help everybody else. And then the biggest secret is revealed. The biggest secret is revealed by whom? Which is also a crazy thing. The biggest secret is revealed by whom? By a kid of the Kutri. But you were not a Kokiri. You were an alien since day one, you know? Oh, Majora's Mask, don't get me wrong. I love Majora's Mask. But the better game is Ocarina of Time. So it's very complex. I think Majora's Mask is beautiful. Majora's Mask, the story is better. The subject are better. The world building is better. The characters you meet are better. Ocarina of Time is just a more complete game. You get the feeling that you have so many different elements. You get a feeling that you have so many different, like, entity. Majora's Mask is, again, a great day, but then you realize that you have the same 3 days. So then it's kind of cool because this is part of the game. This is the importance of the game. The importance of the game of, listen, I got 3 days. My goal is to save Termina. I can't save everybody. I can save some people, but I can't save everybody. So who am I saving, right? And then the coolest thing, which is unbelievable cool, is the first achievement system of my life. You had a credit scene for Majora's Mask. And in Majora's Mask, if you didn't get the correct mask, finish the quest, it wouldn't give you the cutscene. It would give you the mask. You didn't help that person. Go help them. It was impressive. The fact that the boss at the end, Majora's Mask, was sort of hard. But then it would be so easy if you got all the masks because you got the fierce deity. Who was the first deity? See, Majora's Mask also with Zelda. So in my opinion, and I'm gonna say something that's disgusting, and I'm sorry for that, but in my opinion, I don't really differentiate Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. For me, they're one and the same entity. They're a prologue and a sequel. You know. So the fact that I was gonna say the mask. The people within the same 3 days. You could save some people, but not. Yeah, again, the fact that you couldn't save your father, but you saved a random fish, which was more important. The fact that in Majora's Mask you have the choice to save everybody, you know? And like, okay, well, you know what? That's the thing. If you look back at its history, one of the most popular nerd thing, which is comics. If you look at one of the most popular hero in a comic, it's Clark Kent, it's Superman. Superman, fathers die from a heart attack. And although he's Superman, and although he can do everything, and he can save everyone, and he lifts the building up, he couldn't save his dad. And what is the lesson that he learned? Cannot save everybody. The fact that Link goes through depression, he doesn't know who to talk to because he has the memories of saving Hyrule, but nobody knows that he did it. And he cannot brag about it. And the goal is not to brag about it, but the goal is to be like, dude, I've lived some shit. I need to talk to someone. I got hella trauma. And there's nothing wrong with trauma, but he's alone. And then the reality of Twilight Princess, where Ganon kind of evade. The seven in Ocarina of Time is also that. You know, it's kind of crazy. Because, again, this is the video that I made. And this is the video, you can see that I'm thinking out loud. And you can see that I don't prepare shit. And you can see that I don't know what I'm talking about, right? Well, I kind of do, but not so much. And you can see that it's kind of like a free will thinking, right? And then it hits you that I discovered this by asking myself a question. I don't talk alone. Surprise, I know. So in that sense, I have kind of like a link from Ocarina of Time. I have somebody to talk to about that. Who's going to care about a game that's 20 years old? More than that. What was it? It was 1995. I was 2 years old. And then it's insane. It's insane because the impact that it has, you know? And then you realize it. You see that Ocarina of Time is definitely the lighter version of the two. You see that Majora's Mask is super dark, talks about death. You're basically fighting a demon versus a dude that could transform into a demon, but it's just obsessed with power, you know? Oops, recording safe from what? Recording safe from what, dude? Recording saves. What? The hell? Because we're having a low storage, so I'm a bit stressed. I got a lot to do tonight. Well, today. I'm gonna go sleep and get my new phone, dude. I'll be able to start Wuthering Wave, which also sounds super exciting. Yeah, so Majora's Mask was clearly the darker game. It was clearly more of a somber title. You know, it's the end of the world. See, you can say what you want, but Ganon didn't destroy the planet. He didn't destroy the planet. There's still an Hyrule, which is disgusting. It's not the Hyrule that you know. But then, the Eternal of Majora's Mask is hope. You go in there, you said, you know what, I don't have time to save everybody. But I can go back in time and I can save everybody. And only when I save everybody that I'm able to beat Majora's Mask. Ocarina of Time was able to save everybody. No. And the contrast of it, Ocarina of Time is so complex, so complete. Because what you do is, you go to Hyrule as a kid and you see the people partying, the dog barking, the people juggling, the lovers in the street. And you come back to it and they're all like zombies. And then, when the whole thing happened, when Ganon betrayed the king to steal the Triforce, you have to go to a dark alley to see a wounded soldier, a wounded guard that tells you Ganon betrayed us. Otherwise, you don't know what happened. Which is, again, not true because you learn that Ganon betrayed you because when you exit Hyrule. But you can miss that. You know? You realize that Majora's Mask was about hope, about saving everybody. And then, in Ocarina of Time, there's no saving. Because what happened with Ocarina of Time, and this is the beautiful thing about Ocarina of Time, this is why it's so complex. The first friend you ever had, Soria sacrificed herself to be a sage, right? To be a sage. The guy, then you leave Hyrule. In Hyrule, you have a friend, and she tells you like, "Oh, you have a mission." In Hyrule, you nobody. You go to Kakariko Village, and they kind of like you, and you kind of have fun. But you see Kakariko Village as a kid, it's still under construction, so you know. And then you meet the Goron, and then the Goron leader is like, "Dude, we need help. We really need help. I don't know what to do." Then Link goes in and defeats the boss. He's like, "Oh my God, you're my brother. I love you, dude. You're my brother." And he started calling you brother. You know, so because he became one of the first person that's really valued Link for who he was, not an errand boy, not a messenger, you know. And then he teaches you like, and it's amazing because you're like, this is your first friend outside of your home. That's important. And then what happened? He literally sacrificed himself. He goes to see Volvana or I don't remember, the dragon. Volvana. And then Volvana eats Goron. So the dude basically goes to end his life. He basically go as a unaliving mission. And like, don't do that, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing? And then even more than that, because you're like, okay, well, you know, this is sort of sorted, but even if you lose, if you can free the Gorons, the whole mission to beat the game, what you have to do is, you have to find, well, to beat the dungeon, what you have to do is, you have to find small keys, open up cell door, in the cell door you get like levers, if you will, and the levers are the way to go, which is insane. Then you go to Zora, where you kind of have to do it in secret, right? You mean the Princess Zoro, which she tells you like, hey, the Lord is sick. Nobody cares. I care about him, right? If you help me get my husband, and Link doesn't care. He wants to get the sapphire, but then she falls in love with you. So this is the first instance of Link falling in love, you know, which is insane. And then he meets Zelda, which is again a friend of his, but they're on a mission. They're both on a mission. They're two kids that know the Ganon's true intent. They're the only person that knows the truth. Because the only person that knows the truth, they're the only person to stop him. And once again, Ocarina of Time is what? Failure. No matter how fast you are, no matter what you do, Ganon will betray. Ganon will get the Tree Force of Power. Right? Which is insane. When you think about it, Majora's Mask, cool. The Triforce of Power. The left behind the Tree Goddess. The Triforce. Insane. And then there's more than that, right? So, you got Sheikah, which is like, okay, well, Zelda like you, so I kind of like you. Her, we don't get really far, right? And then you have my favorite, which is Nabura. Nabura goes in, and she's like, Ganon's evil. And Nabura, the biggest thing with her, which is fantastic, which is incredible, which is worldly, which is amazing, but so amazing, is she doesn't care about Link. She kind of uses him, you know? She's like, hey, Ganon, I don't trust Ganon. Something is wrong with that dude, right? And I need your help. I need you to go inside to find a treasure. And the treasure is, and this is the beautiful part, the treasure is a pair of gloves that'll make you one of the strongest, right? So there's silver armlets. You need to find out the golden armlet. You can basically lift something super strong. She tells you, please get them for me. Please, please, please get them for me. Right? And then, by doing that, she gets captured. But the way she gets captured is the most insane part. Because so what happened is, for the Gerudo, because it's a race, the Gerudo are very special. They're a race of people where every 100 years there's one male being born. And that one male is a king. So, it's their culture. She basically goes against their culture. She basically goes against everything that she believes in. Because she knows that Ganon is evil. And then the worst thing is, if Ganon was able to was able to win, she would be good. Day 255, crown part 2. Do you think we get space here? Part 2. You know? So it's so insane, it's so interesting. You see, the whole night we had good weather, now it's becoming humid. It's kind of shitty, man. Shitty. And I still haven't found the current enough time. So I'm putting God, I'm gonna find it when I'm gonna be done. I swear to God. It's dumb. So then, and then she betrays the Gerudo for you. And then you have the real villain. So the real villain, or Kume and Okume. I don't remember their name. The two witches. Why? Because they were able to do some dark ritual. They were able to get Ganon to be the word. Ganon's a normal Gerudo. He has an evil plan. He wants power, but he's a normal Gerudo. He doesn't transform into a beast. He's not this god. He's a normal Gerudo. He's a dude, which doesn't make him normal because normal Gerudo are female. But still, he's just a dude, you know? And then, oops. What did I do? Oh, it's so warm, dude. Made the AC a little bit. Ugh. Now with the AC, you're not gonna hear me correctly. Fuck. It's just so warm in the apartment. Dude, this is insane because the weather was nice the whole night and now it's becoming really warm. So I'm not sure what's going on right now. We're not the healthiest person, you know? Cause it's you. Where are you? I can't believe we have... It has to be somewhere. And you're not gonna hear me, right? But then they basically brainwash her. So she is sort of a hero. She is like, well, fuck my race. You're the good guy here. I'm gonna help you. And what happened is she gets in prison. You fight a boss, which is the Iron Knuckle, right? And the Iron Knuckle is like this boss, and he's all in armor. And then you realize that it's her. She was brainwashed, you know? Like, holy shit, dude, I just freed her. And you actually feel good about freeing her because, like, dude, she's a friend. So Link, all the friend I ever made, all of the different race, it was this one person who we cared about, this one person who he became friend with, and they all became sage. And at the end, you can see the sage that are chilling, you know, but still. And then in Twilight Princess, it's never revealed, but Ganon is sent. Oh shit. Okay, we're good. I didn't delete it. 121, that's not bad. I don't think I deleted it. I think it's this one. Yeah, buddy. Today I didn't have it in storage. We have. So yeah, so everybody that's in the Twilight Princess, they go in prison. So you basically see the seventh stage, the Twilight Princess. So the Twilight Princess, the start is, okay, well, there was a trial. Ganon was sent to the Twilly reality, the Twilly dimension. And the Twilly dimension, what happened is, we get sent there. This is where the story happens, right? Sorry. So, and when Ganon he activates the Triforce of Power, he gets freed. He takes a sword, which is supposed to end him, and he throws it at one of the sage. One of the sage, I think, dies, and I'm not sure. It's been a while. And we don't know who it is, but we know it's a friend of Link because they're all friend of Link. You know? It's insane. And I'm not going to be doing... We need to take a small break because the phone is too hot, so I'll take a small break and I'll be right back. Told you the phone was hot. Eight, 14. 16. Please don't talk to me. Baby, 8:14. Baby. Still looking for my Karina. Ugh.